what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you've never seen me before, my name is Katie. Today I am here to share my top tricks and tips and why you should travel to the Disney parks alone. I have been traveling to the Disney parks alone pretty much since I was 16 when I got my license, when I was living in Florida. And for the last long time, I've been going alone and with friends, but I actually prefer to go alone. I will be traveling to Disney World in less than 2 weeks with my mom, and there will be parts of the trip where I am alone. She'll go back to the resort to relax, to take a nap or something, and I really like being in the parks and on the resort properties, just exploring. So there will be certain parts of the trip where I will be alone. I also was in Disneyland last year, and that was actually my first trip out there. I was in California for a business trip and took a couple days after all the meetings and such to go to Disneyland. So I am a bit experienced in traveling to the Disney parks, at least domestically, alone. Now, I can't speak about going abroad, but that's my bucket list item. I want to see all the Disney parks. Okay, so I'm going to start with my top reasons why you should visit the Disney parks alone. My number one thing about why you should visit the Disney parks alone is that you can make your own schedule. Now, some people really like to plan with colorful spreadsheets and all that, and I am one of those people, but when I travel alone, I do also like the flexibility that being alone allows me. So if I want to go to one part of the park, I can do that. I don't have to rely on someone else. And when I travel with someone, I'm really I want to make sure they have the best experience, so I really try to do things that they want to do. But sometimes it means that I don't necessarily get to do the things that I would like to do. So what I really like about traveling alone is that I can do whatever I want because it's just me. And I still will plan out like a loose schedule of things, but I don't feel like I have to stick to it. That, you know, if I see something that I want to do, like a parade or a character, I can just go do it and I'm not off my schedule. My number two reason as to why you should travel to the parks alone is that you can eat whenever you want, whatever you want, and how much you want, and you're not going to be judged for it. Now, as I'm getting older, I am enjoying more of the dining options that Walt Disney World and Disneyland it does offer. In the past, you know, I would do a lot of like quick service, counter service, in and out, you know, I gotta get on the attractions. But as I'm getting older, I want to experience food, and everyone has their own food preferences. I certainly have my own dietary needs, but I just like being able to go where I want to go. Or if I heard about a certain restaurant on a blog or a podcast or whatever, I can just go to it and I don't really have to worry about someone else. My third reason as to why you should travel alone to the Disney parks is to take in all the details. The Imagineers have gone through so much to make the parks what they are, and there's just so many hidden details beyond the hidden Mickeys. Everyone knows that there are hidden Mickeys, whether you know where they are or not, but there's just so many other little itty bitty details that you could just take a look at. For instance, when I was at Disneyland last year, there was this part, I went to the bathroom and I walked out of the bathroom, I was in this hallway, and there was just like these posters of characters and such, and I spent like 15 minutes just looking at these posters and really taking in the details, and I don't get to do that a lot of times if I'm traveling with someone. They don't really want to slow down for that. Now everyone is a little bit different, everyone travels at their own speed. I'm kind of like, I go fast, but I also like to slow down a bit at times. The fourth reason why you should travel alone is that you can really take in and watch other people's experiences in the parks. So if you've gone to the parks a number of times, it's really special just to look at that family that is maybe going for the first time or going for the first time in like 10 years, and to really just take a step back and see how they're experiencing the park. You could be even just standing in line at an attraction and look at, you know, maybe a little girl is there visiting for the first time, or there's a boy talking about his experience in visiting Mickey Mouse. You know, it's really special to just kind of take in the experience through someone else's eyes while you're traveling alone. Because I think, again, when you are traveling with someone, you are catering to their needs, which I guess to a certain extent you are taking in the parks through their eyes, but just kind of being able to see other people maybe you don't necessarily know and just taking a step back and looking at their experience makes it more special in my opinion. The fifth reason why you should consider traveling alone to the Disney parks is that I found, at least in my experience, that it's significantly cheaper. Don't feel the need to buy every single souvenir. If I'm traveling with someone, I might spend a little bit more, but when I'm traveling alone, I tend to not spend as much money. Okay, well, my cat has decided to join us for the remainder of the video. I don't have the heart to move her, so we're just gonna leave her there. Now we're going to go into some tips that I have for people who are considering or will be traveling alone to the Disney parks. My first tip is to don't be afraid to engage with other people, whether that's other guests or cast members. People love to talk about Disney when they're at Disney, and you're all there for one common theme or one common interest, and that is Disney. So don't be afraid to talk to people, whether that's in line, for an attraction, or at a parade, or at a restaurant or something. Like, just don't be afraid to talk to people. Everyone has really cool stories, I'm sure, to share, and you could tell your story. And even if you only talk to them for about 5 minutes, it's just cool to like talk to someone from another place, and again, talk about your common love for Disney, because that is the ultimate icebreaker when you're at a Disney park. Number 2, don't be afraid to ask people to take photos of you. Definitely go and take photos of you in front of the castle or with the characters. If you're in line for a character, there'll usually be a photo pass photographer there, and you could definitely ask them to take a photo with your camera as well. But don't be afraid to ask people to take your photo. You can ask them to take your photo, and then in return you could take a photo of them. So, mom or dad can get in the photo with the entire family. So definitely don't be afraid to ask. Number 3 tip is probably pretty obvious, but I feel like a lot of people do forget about them, or maybe they don't know about them, but it's definitely to take advantage of those single rider lines. Now, obviously this is something that other people can go into if they don't mind being broken up from the rest of their group, but if you're a single person in Disney World, why wouldn't you take advantage of these lines? Now, not every attraction has them, but when they do, definitely take advantage of it. It'll get you in and out quicker. Number 4 is, if you don't want to sit by yourself at a sit-down restaurant, go to a counter service and take it to go. You can, take your food, go sit in front of the castle, or go catch, one of the parades. People aren't going to stare at you and think you're weird. And again, it kind of goes back to the reasons why you should go. You can also take in everyone else's experiences. You can just people watch, and it's actually pretty cool. So again, counter service places are your friend, and there are a lot of great meals that you can get at a counter service restaurant. Number 5 is, though, if you do want to go to a sit down restaurant, that usually you need a advanced dining reservation for, or an ADR. I found that as a single person going to Disney, I never have really needed that. Usually I can get a seat as just a single person. Sometimes I am sitting at a bar, which is fine. I can talk to the other people sitting at the bar, but sometimes I can just get a booth, and I'm fine sitting by myself. I don't get super weird about it or intimidated. So again, if there's a restaurant you really want to eat at, try to go up there and say, hey, it's just me, can I get a seat? Usually I can get in, and I've never had to wait more than about 15 minutes. Of course, there might be a couple restaurants that are excluded from this, like Be Our Guest over at Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom, but most restaurants you can usually get in as a single person. So that's it, my top tricks and tips and reasons why you should consider traveling to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or any of the Disney parks by yourself. Again, I love traveling to the Disney parks by myself. I feel like I get so much out of the experience. And of course, that's not to say that I don't enjoy going with other people. I'm so excited to see the parks and to visit them again with my mom here in a couple of weeks. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that thumbs up if you like this video. It really helps me get my videos out to other people, because I am a newer channel. I'm really trying to develop my audience here on YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified when I do post new videos. I'm trying to get a new video up about every week. I have been a bit busy lately with work and trying to get things situated for school coming up here soon. I'm hoping to get into a better groove with everything. I will be vlogging and taking videos when I'm at Walt Disney World here soon, and I'll be sure to share videos with you from my trip. My social media platforms are linked down below. I would love it if you would follow me on those. And please share this video with your family and friends, and leave some comments down below. Have you ever traveled to the Disney parks alone? I would love to hear your experiences. So again, thank you so much for watching, and have the most magical week ever. Okay, bye!